Hey everybody, it's David Scott, another one of my vlogs, podcasts, whatever you want to call them. Having another fun time. Anytime something funny or I do something stupid, it usually makes a pretty good story and I learn a lesson from it. So I try to share about that. So hopefully this will help you with something. So a couple of weeks ago, my wife and I, she does more than I, but we went up and played in a bridge tournament up in Woodstock. And before we got started, I decided, well, I better go to the bathroom. You know, there's a bunch of senior citizens in there, and bathrooms can be short. And you know, don't know if I'm going to be able to make it 4 hours without going. So anyway, I go into the bathroom, and it's in a firehouse, and it's like a commercial bathroom. There's a stall, and then there's a urinal, and I don't mean to get too technical about it, but so I go in there to use the bathroom, and immediately heard this guy yelling at me from behind the stall. And I wear hearing aids, you know. I'm not deaf, but you know I need a little help in hearing things. All I heard him was yelling, and kind of like his voice wasn't very nice, and he was like, you know, something about, you know, get out of here. I heard the words "get out of here," and so I'm like, wow, that's kind of mean of him, you know. So I guess I'll come back later, you know. So I left the bathroom and went outside and waited, you know, like several minutes. I waited for the guy to come out, and he wasn't coming out. And so then later on, finally, like 10 minutes later, he came out, you know, and he just went about his business, you know. And I thought, that's really strange. I said, I don't really understand that. So then I went to the bathroom. I come back out, and somebody finally said, hey, were you trying to use the bathroom earlier? And I went, yeah, there's somebody's in. He goes, yeah, it was me. He goes, I was stuck inside the stall and I couldn't get out. And he goes, I was yelling for help for somebody to come get me out. And I went, oh my gosh. I said, the only words I heard was get out. I can't, you know, get out of here. That's the only words I heard. And so I got out of there. I thought maybe you were wanted to have the whole place to yourself. I didn't know. So, you know, and he's like, he goes, well, I had to get out my phone. I had to call for help and everything else. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. So I walk away from that. I'm like scratching my head and I'm thinking, okay, what actually happened there? I know my hearing aids allow me to hear things, but here's what I've discovered with hearing and with sight, with many other senses when we get older, is our brain begins to teach us what to listen for, what to look for. I look in the mirror today, and when I look in the mirror, I still see light brown hair. I don't see gray hair. I take a picture of myself, put it up next to me, and there I am with gray hair. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, so my brain's obviously interpreting it for me. Well, our brain does the same thing with our hearing as well. And oftentimes I'm only listening for words I expect to hear, or or I'm interpreting it, or I don't want to hear what I'm hearing. And that's what actually Jesus said in the New Testament several times. He goes, if you have ears to hear what I'm saying. And I'm thinking, well, everybody has ears to hear. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. Can you explain it to me? Well, Paul Simon said it very well in one of his famous songs. He said, a man believes what he wants to believe, and he disregards the rest. And that's exactly so much of the way we are and in this world. We're not open to hearing new things. My hearing only heard get out of here. And we're not open to hearing new things. We're not listening for things. And as a result of that, we're missing some very important things. We're missing some very important truth. And we need to sometimes open up to what other people are saying to see if, well, maybe I'm missing something. Or maybe I've heard something my whole life that tells me that this is the wrong way. And maybe it's not the wrong way. Maybe there's something good about it. I'm not saying to open yourself up to deception. I'm just saying that sometimes we need to listen to things and then be able to judge it, whether it's true or whether it's false. But to just simply close your mind off to something right away just means that there's no talking about it any further. And my encouragement for us all today is so that you don't make the same mistake I made going into a restroom, is you open up your ears, listen to what's going on. If you don't hear it the way you think you should be hearing it, how about using the question, what did you say? I'm not really sure I heard that. Could you explain that to me? Had I done that, the man would have been able to get out of the bathroom a lot quicker. But because I didn't do it, I learned a lesson. I'm going to open up my ears and start listening to other people. Okay, hope this helps you today. See you later. Bye.